All right, let's talk Viktor Gyökeres to Arsenal. You've seen the rumors, we've got reports and articles galore, and things are getting pretty interesting. We're talking about Gyokeres, Swedish striker, tearing it up over at Sporting CP in Portugal. The question is, could he be that missing piece? The one that pushes Arsenal to the top of the Premier League?
Well, what's really interesting is that Gyokeres, he wasn't always this kind of big name.
Yeah.
He built up his skills, at Coventry City, and then moved over to Sporting CP and kind of exploded.
It really is that rags to riches football story, isn't it?
Exactly. And you look at his record this season, it's phenomenal. A goal every 112 minutes in Primeira Liga. You put that into perspective. That's even better than any of Arsenal's forwards right now.
Yeah, that's a serious stat. Okay, so he's got the talent, clearly. But does he actually fit into Arteta's system at Arsenal? Because they've already got a pretty strong attack. You've got Gabriel Jesus, Saka, and Nketiah.
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And this is where it gets really interesting. Because Gyokeres, he's not just a goal scorer. He's got this incredible engine. He's constantly pressing, winning the ball. And that style, that aggressive style, is perfect for Arteta's tactics, which, as we know, revolve around winning possession quickly and launching those attacks.
So you're saying that he could actually enhance the strengths that Arsenal already have. I'm starting to see the appeal here.
Exactly. Think about the partnerships. Gyokeres and Gabriel Jesus working together up front. Both dynamic, mobile strikers interchanging positions, creating havoc for those opposing defenses.
Okay, I'm getting excited just thinking about it. But let's play devil's advocate for a second. Sometimes bringing in a new player mid-season can disrupt the team chemistry. Remember when Arsenal signed Pepe? Huge expectations, but didn't quite work out.
Yeah, that's a valid concern. But you've got to remember that Arteta's built a really strong team culture at Arsenal. It's all about unity and hard work. And everything I've read, Gyokeres known for his professionalism, dedication. So it's a gamble, sure, but Arteta might be confident that he can integrate Gyokeres without upsetting that balance.
Okay, so we've got a player in top form, fits Arteta's vision, and potentially adds a whole new dimension to Arsenal's attack. But let's not forget about Sporting CP. They're not going to let their star player walk away easily, are they?
Absolutely not. They've invested heavily in Gyokeres. They see him as a key part of their future. But here's the thing. Sporting CP, they're in a decent financial position. They're not desperate for cash. But a bid over £30 million? Yeah, that might be too tempting to refuse, especially if they can reinvest that money back into their squad.
The transfer market. Passion meets cold, hard cash. But even if Arsenal are willing to pay, isn't there another factor at play here? The January transfer window. It's notoriously unpredictable, right?
You're absolutely right. Deals can collapse last minute. Clubs scrambling to get things over the line. And you can bet there are other clubs watching Gyokeres. The rumor mill already linked him with some big names in Europe. If Arsenal are serious, they need to move fast.
It's like this high-stakes poker game, everyone trying to outmaneuver each other. The prize, Viktor Gyökeres. Now, for those of you listening who are die-hard Arsenal fans, why should you care about this? Why is this transfer rumor worth getting excited about?
Oh, Dan. Imagine this. It's a crucial match, late in the season. Arsenal, down by a goal. Gyokeres comes off the bench. He uses his strength and agility, wins a header in the box, nodding the ball into the back of the net. The Emirates erupts. That's the kind of impact he could have.
Oh, I can almost hear the roar of the crowd now. But beyond the excitement, there's a strategic element here too, right? If Arsenal can pull this off, it sends a message to the rest of the Premier League.
Absolutely. It would be a statement signing, showing their ambition to not just compete for a top 4 spot, but to actually challenge for the title. And don't forget, securing a player like Gyokeres, it weakens a potential rival in European competitions too.
Okay, so we've got the tactical fit, the potential impact on the team, the financial considerations, even the psychological effect on the rest of the league. But I think there's one crucial question we haven't addressed yet. What about Gyokeres the man? Beyond the goals and stats, what kind of player is he?
Oh, that's a great question. I think that's something that gets overlooked a lot in these transfer sagas. You get so caught up in the numbers. But a player's personality and their mentality can be just as important as their actual talent on the pitch.
Absolutely. You need players who are going to fit into the team culture, not disrupt it.
Right. And from everything I've read about Gyokeres, he seems to have that. He's known for his work ethic, his humility, his willingness to learn. He's not this flashy, ego-driven player, more of a quiet leader. Leads by example.
That sounds perfect for the current Arsenal squad. They've got a great mix of experience and young talent, and there's a real sense of camaraderie,
And think about the impact this could have on Gyokeres' career, too. Joining a club like Arsenal, that's a huge step up. A chance to play on a bigger stage, compete for trophies, test himself against the best.
It's that kind of opportunity that can really elevate a player. But it comes with pressure, too. Expectations at a club like Arsenal are sky high.
Yeah, no doubt. The fans demand success, and the media scrutiny is intense.
Yeah.
Gyökeres, he'd need to be mentally strong to handle that.
Like, think about a player like Nicolas Anelka. Came to Arsenal all young and promising, but really struggled with that pressure and eventually moved on. Could we see something similar happen with Gyökeres?
It's possible. But from what I've seen, Gyokeres seems to have a good head on his shoulders. He's taken each step in his career in stride. He's steadily improving, adapting to new challenges. And plus, Arteta, he's really good at creating a supportive environment, one where young players can flourish.
That's a good point. Arteta's man management skills have been praised by a lot of players. He seems to know how to get the best out of his squad.
Yeah. And then there's the financial side of things, too. A move to Arsenal, probably a big pay raise for Gyokeres if he performs well. The endorsements, sponsorships can be massive.
So a chance to secure his financial future, elevate his status in the game. But stepping back for a second, thinking about this from the listener's perspective. They're an Arsenal fan, they've heard all the rumors, but they're not quite convinced yet. What would you say to them to really get them hyped about this potential signing?
I'd say, imagine a front three of Saka, Gyokeres, and Gabriel Jesus. Pace, power, creativity. Gyokeres, that focal point in attack, holding the ball up, bringing others into play, scoring goals, the kind of player who can make everyone around him better.
I love that image, like that missing piece of the puzzle slotting into place. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There are still a lot of hurdles. Before this deal can happen...
Oh yeah, for sure. You've got the negotiation with Sporting, the potential competition from other clubs, and always that risk that something could go wrong right at the last minute.
The January transfer window. Always a roller coaster.
It is.
But that's what makes it so captivating, isn't it? All that drama, speculation, the chance of that game-changing signing, the one that could shift the balance of power.
And with Viktor Gyökeres, this story, it's got so much potential. You've got this young, hungry player on the edge of stardom, a club looking to get back to the top, and a manager with a real vision for the future.
It's a story that could have a happy ending for everyone involved.
But Rue,
before we jump to conclusions, let's talk about the potential downsides. I mean, we've painted a pretty rosy picture here, but let's be real. Not every transfer is perfect. What are some of the downsides or risks with bringing Gyökeres to Arsenal?
Yeah, well, like we said, integrating a new player mid-season, there's always that risk. You could disrupt the team chemistry, especially if Gyökeres doesn't adapt to the Premier League quickly.
And it's a different beast than the Primeira Liga. It's faster, more physical, more demanding tactically.
Exactly. He's been doing great in Portugal, but there's no guarantee they will just transfer over to England. We've seen it time and time again. Players who look amazing in other leagues just can't crack the Premier League.
Like, remember Radamel Falcao, Manchester United, top striker, couldn't quite find his form here.
Exactly. And then there's the competition within the squad. If you bring in Gyokeres, could cause some tension. Someone like Eddie Nketiah, who's been waiting for his chance, might see less playing time.
Right. Arteta would have to manage those egos carefully, make sure that everyone feels valued, understands their role. Otherwise, it could really backfire.
Yeah, and let's not forget about the financial risk. Arsenal would be putting down a lot of money for Gyokeres. If he doesn't perform, it could be a really costly mistake, especially if they miss out on other players because of it.
It's a delicate balance, isn't it? High rewards, but high risks, too. So for our listener, who's been glued to this saga? What's the key takeaway? What should they be watching for as this all unfolds?
I'd say watch the details. How does Arteta talk about Gyokeres in the press? How quickly does he bring him into the team? And most importantly, how does Gyokeres respond to the challenge?
It's going to be really interesting to see how it all plays out. And for all of you listening, we want to hear from you. Do you think Gyokeres is the right fit for Arsenal? Is it worth the risk? Let us know on social media.
Yeah, and remember, the transfer window, always changing. Anything can happen. So stay tuned for more updates and analysis right here on The Deep Dive.
We've taken you deep into this transfer story, explored every angle, weighed the pros and cons. Now, it's up to you to decide. Match made in heaven or potential disaster, only time will tell.
Hey football fans, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest updates on your favorite clubs and players. Today, we've got a hot transfer rumor that's buzzing around the football world. You won't want to miss this one, as we dive into the latest news surrounding Viktor Gyökeres and his potential move to Arsenal. Let's get right into it. Recent reports have sparked excitement in the football world, revealing that Arsenal is considering a move for Swedish striker Viktor Gyökeres, currently making waves at Sporting CP. After a stellar start to the season, Gyokeres has caught the eye of some of Europe's elite clubs, with the Gunners reportedly ready to open negotiations. But is this just another transfer rumor, or could we see the prolific forward lining up at the Emirates next season? Gyokeres, who arrived at Sporting CP from Coventry City, has been a revelation in the Primeira Liga this season. With his impressive performances, he has not only solidified his reputation in Portugal but also raised his stock on the European stage. His combination of speed, technical ability, and a sharp eye for goal has made him one of the most sought-after forwards in the market. Arsenal, having already bolstered their squad in previous transfer windows, are now looking to add further depth to their attacking options, and Gyokeres might be the perfect fit. Arsenal's pursuit of Gyokeres makes sense for several reasons. Despite having an already formidable attacking lineup with players like Gabriel Jesus, Bukayo Saka, and Gyokeres, Mikel Arteta is known for seeking squad versatility and depth. Gyokeres' ability to play across the front line gives Arteta the flexibility to rotate his squad more effectively, especially given the demands of both domestic and European competitions. If the deal materializes, it would offer the Gunners another dimension in their offensive play. But what exactly does Gyokeres bring to the table? Standing at 6 feet 3 inches, he has a physical presence who excels in aerial duels, but it's his agility and work rate that set him apart. His ability to press from the front and link up play would make him an ideal partner for Gabriel Jesus, who tends to drift wide and drop deeper to create chances. Additionally, Gyokeres is not just a target man, he is highly effective in one-on-one situations and has a clinical finish, which has been reflected in his goal-scoring record so far this season. While his qualities have caught the attention of Arsenal, Gyokeres' current club, Sporting CP, will no doubt be reluctant to let go of one of their key assets. Sporting has shown a keen interest in building for the future, and losing a player of Gyokeres' caliber would be a significant blow. However, with the right offer, Arsenal could tempt the Portuguese side into selling, particularly if the Gunners are willing to pay above market value and include potential incentives tied to player performance. The timing of this potential move is also intriguing. With the January transfer window just around the corner, Arsenal could act quickly to secure the player before other suitors emerge. The transfer market has always been unpredictable, with clubs often scrambling for key players in the final days of the window. If Arsenal hopes to land Gyokeres, it may need to move swiftly to fend off competition from other top European clubs, including those from the Premier League. Arsenal fans are understandably excited by the prospect of Gyokeres joining their ranks. His blend of youthful energy and established talent could inject even more dynamism into a squad that is already brimming with potential. But it's not all smooth sailing. Arsenal's top brass will need to carefully negotiate terms with Sporting CP and ensure that Gyokeres' arrival doesn't disrupt the harmony and balance of the squad. With the Gunners in the thick of a Premier League title race, getting the right reinforcements could make all the difference. So, what do you think, Gunners? Would Viktor Gyökeres be the perfect addition to Mikel Arteta's squad, or is there another player you'd rather see don the red and white of Arsenal? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get the conversation going. If Arsenal does make a move, it could be one of the most exciting transfers of the winter window. That wraps up our breakdown of Viktor Gyökeres potentially making the move to Arsenal. Do you think this deal will go through, or is it just another transfer rumor to keep us on our toes? Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel for more updates on all things Arsenal and beyond. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.